Okay, everybody, welcome to Airsoft Nation Live, episode 4. Let's just
we are actually live. Yeah,
there we go. We are actually live.
Live. Yeah, we've got 44 seconds into the broadcast.
So, welcome to the show, everybody. Episode 4. I'll start with the introductions. To the far, yes, I've got it right this time. To the far end, we've got Carlo from the Floperator.
Never did.
And then in the middle, we have our special guest, Kelly, aka Femme Fatale.
Hey everyone.
There we go. And obviously myself from Airsoft Nation. Welcome to the show. And today we will be talking a lot about women in Airsoft. So feel free to add your questions to the chat and we'll get around to asking Kelly her opinion on how Airsoft is affecting women and the general kind of acceptance of that. Firstly, let's talk about what everyone's been up to at the weekend. Airsoft related, please. And I think we should probably start off with Carlo, since I think you're the one who played.
This weekend I actually was at the invite-only milsim at Apocalypse Airsoft, and that was a lot of fun. It was a NATO versus Russian game going on. Sorry, I've got a double feed going on. Let me just back that out of that. Yeah, a lot of fun going on. Some hostage taking, a lot of blue on blue was occurring, especially on the Russian side, and a lot more on the NATO side. And it's just a relaxed weekend. I mean, as I said, it is invite only, so you don't really get the whole the people that want to play by their own rules sort of appearances happening, and it's generally just it because it's so tight knit. It's a lot of people marshalling themselves in terms of hits and so on and so forth. Yeah, Fran just jumped in on the chat saying, yeah, the Russians healed him when he was on the NATO side as well. So he didn't realise that he was NATO.
The joys of no armbands.
Yeah, I know, right? It's fantastic. I mean, like, if you just stick with like the kit rules, you can tell generally who's who. So if you've got somebody in multicam firing on somebody else that's multicam, they've either gone rogue or they didn't realise what was going on.
But a good weekend? Feeling it today?
Fantastic weekend. I'm actually quite ill today. I have been most of the weekend and last week anyway. As you can tell by the ultra bassy voice that I usually have, it's a bit higher this week because I'm less hydrated and actually quite ill. And I am feeling it very much so. But Anthony Harrison's here. Hi, Carlo too. And you don't actually realise how exhausted you are playing the game just because of the adrenaline rush. You know, it's one thing to get the comms unit through from and your op orders through from an unknown body and acting it out, and once you get to a certain location, you're literally just surrounded by the entire op 4, and you think, oh, should have rethought this one then, lads. Pack up and go home.
That's it. And
fantastic weekend.
Who won overall? Any idea?
I can't stay. Really
can't say. Right.
Secret.
I wasn't there long enough to find out. You know, that's it. I finished the milsim. I go home. Think about single.
I did read today that a few people really struggled in the milsim this time round.
This was high pressure and intense, a lot more than the September one last year.
Yeah. And Kelly, you've done quite a few milsims over the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, you must know what it's like on some of these events. Obviously, some are definitely seen as a higher tier and more stressful than others.
Mm-hmm.
Right in saying you were at the Warzone event? Was that last
I've done
year?
3 Warzones now, and 2 Sterling Ops.
And the
Warzone ones, the Warzone one that was cold, wet.
Yes.
Just generally horrific for everyone involved. On the way back from that, I was in the car just like, oh, help me God. I got in bed. I put my dressing gown on and got in bed as soon as I got home. I didn't move for about 6 hours.
Wow.
It was intense. Yeah.
That was a brutal one. I remember on the Sunday hearing people packing up early because it was just horrific.
It was the first advance. It was -4 and it was raining. And I remembered I didn't bring, because I thought, well, it's not going to be that cold, we're not going to be out for too long. I didn't bring anything to cover my neck. So as we're like sat on this hill, all this like cold chill and rain is coming on my neck, and I'm just like, oh my God, I want to go home. I stuck it out for the whole, I think it was 32 hours, I think it was. Because by the end there was 15 KLA and 60 of us. So it wasn't really a fair fight. So we went home, I think it was like 4 hours early, but we completed all the time we were fighting it, but it was hard work. I don't think I've ever been that cold in my life.
Was that at Sunnybridge,
No.
that event?
Yeah, Sunnybridge has got its own climate. So as soon as you get over the gate, it can be sunny on one side. As soon as you get over that gate, it's wet. It's so wet and it's so cold. I don't know how it does it. It's its own atmosphere.
It's a parallel world.
It is.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was it. Pretty much Kelly's the highlight here. Everyone's going, hi Kelly, hi Kelly, hi Kelly, all the way through on this.
Everyone. I can't see your comments, but hello.
We do have one question straight out the gate. Kelly, what first got you into airsoft?
Okay, so I first played airsoft in 2011. It was February. It was for one of my best friend's birthdays. Her boyfriend played a lot of airsoft, and she was like, "Oh my God, this sounds so fun!" So she was like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, it sounds like Call of Duty in real life. Let's go." And it was horrible.
It's woodland, yeah?
It was woodland. It was a tiny site in Nottingham, and we left at like 6 a.m, and it was really cold and it was muddy, and I'd never played before. I didn't know how to use the gun properly. I'd borrowed all my boyfriend's kit at the time, so it was all really heavy and really bulky. And I remember I dropped my TM 1911 in the dirt. I got shot whilst trying to retrieve it. My battery went down in my gun halfway through, and I didn't know how to change it. I got shot in the face whilst trying to change it. Oh my God, no one said you had to wear face pro. So I was like, yeah, we're fine. No one loses teeth doing this. Obviously, very, very wrong. I've got a little scar in my cheek from that. And that was like 2011. And then I was like, I've tried it. I'm never doing it again. And then the second time, it was 2014. It was August. And my boyfriend at the time was like, I want to play a private skirmish for my birthday, and I want you to come. And I was like, I was well sassy. I was like, you know what? If you buy me the G&G FF26, I will go. And I was really happy with myself, because I was like, he's never going to do that. That isn't going to happen. And then it turned up the door, and I was like, right, okay. No excuse now. But it was a completely different day. It was a lot. It was still woodland, but it was a lot warmer. I had face pro, so I didn't get shot in the face. And the day was just more enjoyable. And I was like, well, if it's like this all the time, I should probably just give it a few more goes. And then it became once a month, and they opened their CQB site. And then once I got a taste for CQB, it was every 2 weeks. And then it just snowballed from there.
Nice.
Excellent. Thank you. So I'm just going to keep reading these off the chat here. Lee Moranti says it was nice to meet you for an awkward high five at the IWA. Have a little smiley face there.
It was so awkward. It was a terrible high five, but we redid the high five, so it made up for it. But it was really nice to meet Lee. I think he was with ICS, one of their team captains. So that was pretty cool. He had my patch on his little. I've got a picture on my phone actually that I've not uploaded to Instagram. We both had my patch on our little show IDs, and it was like, hey.
Nice.
That was brilliant.
Fantastic. Matt Beddoes has requested that we pass Stretch from Super Mega Tactical Airsoft News' best wishes to all.
And
I
there
love
he is.
Stretch.
He's in the background, and he's got a pint in his hand as well. So good old Stretch.
Amazing.
Obviously, you guys can't see that one. But
Yeah, we can't, but the audience can.
But Matt did pass Stretch's selfie off onto me. So, yes.
So Ben Massey has actually asked, what's your best or favourite kill?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, this is where I stare blankly into the screen trying to...
So many kills. One to pick.
I think...
So many I can take credit for.
So many I could take credit for that probably weren't mine, but we can take credit for it anyway.
I was there. I saw it happen.
I think one of the best, one of the best was when I first got my TRMR, the tri-shot one, And I love using that thing. And I threw it through a doorway, and this dude like opened the door to shoot me as he came out. And because I lobbed the TRMR that hard in, it kind of made contact with his like thigh ball area, and he proper took it like a champ. It didn't go off, but he was like, "I will take that," and he had that 10-second walk of invincibility, and then just fell like a sack of potatoes. And I was just like, "I'll take it." Probably wasn't a kill, but I'll take it.
Ouch.
Full of fun.
Like it wasn't a claymore.
Oh my god.
When I was 16, I took a Moscot to the chest from less than a metre away, and that was not a fun experience. So, there's something about grenades, isn't there? That all the best kills of people. There is definitely a victim on one side of that, but says that's definitely the worst kill I've ever had.
Yeah.
Mine was like when my pistol ran out of gas and I had to use it as a knife in CQB.
My kill.
Yeah, pretty much. I took out the entire enemy team because they never checked their 6.
Oh.
Silly.
So talking awkward high fives at IWA. How was the event since you were there?
So IWA it's always a very interesting weekend. Always very interesting. So we decided not to sleep the first night because we were flying so early. We had to leave the Midlands at 3. So obviously when we got to Germany, it was just like we're all zombies. The plane was terrible on the way there. The pilot was lots of turbulence, rough landing. We got there, the apartment was completely wrong, so we had to redecorate and feng shui it. So we had enough bedrooms. And then we decided to go straight out, go straight to the bars, and prepare ourselves for the weekend. And then when we got to the show, there's always that moment where you walk in the show, and this is the first year that I've gone off my own back. So with Femme Fatale Airsoft, so as soon as you see them doors, and you've got your paper in your hand, and you're like, I've done it, and you get in, and then you realise you've gone in the wrong entrance, and you're not allowed in the press room until 9 o'clock, so you have to stand there in the lobby like, hey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But the show, there were so many new things. It was bigger than it's ever been. I think there was more visitors, so it was rammed. But there was so many cool things. So there's the G&G night vision. I got to try those out. Those are going to be.
How
pretty
were
fun.
they? Were they comfortable?
They're so they were on a box, so you had to like put your face in the box. I've not tried them on a helmet or anything. Just put the face in the box.
So many connotations with that.
I know. They were really clear for what they are, and they were the first like MVGs from an airsoft manufacturer. So I think they'll open up the play more in Milsim. So obviously people who can't afford the 3K like PVS 14s or something, there's always that other option for them. But there was so Newpol have got loads of new guns coming out, so we got to see those. That was cool. ASG obviously had the carbine Scorpion, and that was lovely. There was so much stuff to. I don't think you could actually do the whole show in 3 days because there's so much stuff. Like the aim point booth, there was a little gated. It was like a cattle gate, and they stood you in it, and you put a VR on, and they gave you a sniper, and you just stand in your house, and you're shooting things on this VR, and it was incredible. You're like, yes, I got it. Yeah. I wouldn't do that in real life because I'm against hunting, but yes.
I was gonna say I did see the booth with the VR and wondered how well it was on there. What did you think of the night vision? Out of interest, since I'm sure you've used night vision before this, have you?
I've used night vision before, but I've not used PVS 14s. I've used night vision scopes. So they're pretty cool. But no, the night vision, I didn't expect it to be as clear as it did, because you obviously hear from people that anything under $1,000 is just not worth buying. It's a waste of money. Just save up and buy something more expensive. Yeah. But I've posted a picture on my Instagram and on the blog post about them. They are pretty clear, and I think they will do well. I mean, $1,000's still a lot of money to drop on something that's essentially a toy, but I mean, you never know. Zombie apocalypse might kick off. You might get your money's worth.
I'm just
very real.
sharing the photo right now on the stream of you've taken a photo down through the binocular by the looks of it at the moment there.
So we've got a few more questions on the feed. Can I just blaze through these quickly?
Absolutely.
Actually, they're just pouring in. So go with this one. Richard Banton asks, Kelly, how did you get into writing Airsoft magazine articles?
Okay, so I started the blog in November 2014, and then in May 2015, something kicked off in the UCAC, and I was still an admin then, so I sorted it out and sort of made peace with everyone. And the dude who was involved in it was actually one of the writers, and I said to him, I was like, "Oh, how do you get into it? Because I think it'd be something that I'd love to do." And then he put me in touch with the editor, and then I sent in a trial article on a game called To Catch a Spider, and that was basically there was this big dude in a spider outfit at Frontier, and you had to throw a smoke down as a pheromones and then get this big hook and hook him up. I wrote an article on that.
That's elaborate.
There's actually a picture on my Instagram of me with a hook, and I'm just like, yes, look at my kill. I was proper into it. But I wrote that, and then I was taken on as a contributor for S01E04, and I'm now one of the social media people as well. But I think as long as you put in writing out there, so make a blog, something like that, put writing out there, and then see if you can get spotted, sort of thing. Because I know another gentleman, Jacob, who now writes for AI. He was putting up posts and he got taken on by AI, which is cool.
What about doing stuff like this?
Hi, Mum. I don't know if my dad's watching. It probably is because he watches all my live streams and then tells me to behave myself.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got a pen. I'm finding one.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone.
So Tom Croft has asked this question: have you ever had any experiences that have made you want to stop airsoft?
So the first game I played, that one that was horrific and I got shot in the face, that one, when we turned up, there was this dude and he was massive. I don't think I've ever seen anyone so like, ugh. That was a horrible
Nice.
That's what he was like. He came up to me, this is maybe like 10 minutes into the day, and he turned around to me and he goes, "So we've got one to rape, pillage and plunder." And I looked at him like, I was gobsmacked. As an 18-year-old girl, I was nowhere near as like sassy as I am now. So I just sat there and I was like, what? But obviously I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know what to say. I was like, do you know what? You're bigger than me. I'm not going to fight you, so I will just leave now. But no, we went through the day, but after that I was kind of like, well, if that's what people are like, I don't really think I want to play. But since I've started playing, the only things that have really made me think, is this even worth it, is stuff that's cracked off online by people I don't know and have never met. But then I'm like, they don't know me and I've never met them, so why would I let them stop me doing it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But there's been nothing else apart from that.
Okay.
That one moment. But it is enough to, I think, definitely gotten better as we've moved on in airsoft. But I think if obviously someone said that to some of the younger girls getting into airsoft, I think I'd probably put them off.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand stuff like if you knew the person, there was like a little jokey thing, but I mean, even that, you have to know them well to say something like that. And to say, I mean, yeah.
It's odd. No. I just want to see if this works. It's backwards! No, but hi, Dad, there we go.
It's not backwards.
Oh, is
it's
it
not
not
backwards.
Not to us,
No,
it might be on the feed.
Yeah,
oh, yes.
No, it's not on the feed. I can see it. It's absolutely fine.
Perfect.
There we go, Dad. Hi, Dad. Got out of my system now.
Gonna have to make sure he watches it now.
I hope he does. I won't be happy if he doesn't.
Guys, in the comments, do me a favour. We forgot to mention this at the start. Share this live feed. I always forget to tell people, share it, because the thing about Facebook, it's always hard to get this out. And the reason we're using Facebook rather than YouTube is because we've got a lot of people that want to comment straight away. So if you're enjoying the show, share it and try and share each week so that we can get more people watching this. So and keep leaving comments.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm definitely not your dad. Sorry, Carla. Off you go.
Okay, thanks. Can I come back? John Androbus has a statement and basically a statement here. It says, Kelly, don't forget, if you're going to Warzone Battle Simulation in April, don't forget to remind Matt Woods to get your special plasters. I'm pretty sure that's an inside joke.
So every time we do a Warzone event, me and Matt are on the same team. Matt's a paramedic, and he's normally our team's sort of first aider. And every time I go, I manage to injure myself, and he has to get the UFC fighter plasters out, which are princess plasters. So I always had not the first one, the second Senny Bridge I did. I had a Cinderella plaster above my eyebrow, and
Nice.
the one we did at Carewent, I had an aerial one on my toe because I ran down a hill and smashed the front of my foot into my boot. My toenails were too long. I thought they looked pretty, but apparently they're not practical. So I don't know. But always carry special plasters. I won't be there in April because I'm in the US, so I'm gutted.
You kind of been put on the spot here. Tim Brown asks, Kelly, what's the best site you've been to?
The best site I've been to, I would say it's SWAT Fortress in Liverpool.
Oh,
It's closed down now.
I was going to say, it's reopening, isn't it?
They're reopening a new site called The Kiln, but SWAT Fortress was an old tobacco factory, and it had multiple floors. It had an outside area. It had the office was my favourite part, when you had to do the pushback. So you just all come out of the offices, and it was always a dogfight, but it was such a good site. And there was dark areas. The maze was the best thing ever. Oh yeah, the SWAT Fortress. But it's been demolished now, and it's now like these luxury flats. I can't imagine that area being luxury flats because it was always so derelict. I love that.
It's Liverpool. There's only one nice part of it.
I think Liverpool's a lovely city.
Nothing against Scousers, okay, but there's only certain areas of your city that I like visiting.
Keep digging. Just keep digging that one.
I'm not getting that. So am I? Yes, I'm a southern softie. I get it. Oscar Engstrom has stated, Kelly, I fixed the bag so I can go with you to the US as extra luggage.
So Oscar is a gentleman who bought the very first Femme Fatale Airsoft t-shirt, and he also has a Femme Fatale Airsoft patch. He is one of my most loyal fans, and he wants to come to the US with me. And he's fixed his bag, so apparently he's going.
You're gonna have to reward the #1 fan, surely.
I know.
Go on, Oscar, off you go.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
M4 or AK?
M4.
Oh no, AK.
I have an AK, but I don't use that often. I like to use my M4s. I like to use them. It's probably because I've got more mags and more gubbins to put on them.
Deciding one.
I have no preference on the matter. It's an airsoft weapon.
Can't sit on the fence like that.
Why not? Why not?
So talking with America,
I don't like M4s or AKs, to be quite honest. I like my 416. Yeah, it's a 556 platform, but it's not an M4. So let's split the hairs.
Wood.
Charlie Cooper has stated, as asked actually here, is like, what's the best part of IWA?
Social. The social aspect. So as soon as the show's finished. Finnegan's, yes. It's Finnegan's. So as soon as you finish the show, you go back to your hotel, your apartment, and then I ended up doing maybe a couple hours worth of work just to get make it easier on me when I got back. And then you'd go to Finnegan's. You wouldn't return until about 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it was a good time.
Carlo too has said AK. Sorry, mate. Dave Hardwick says behave, Kel.
That's my dad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Dad.
He also says hi, Kelly.
Yay. I will behave myself, Dad, I promise.
John Wilson says Carlo is my dad. No, I'm not, John.
Jeremy Carr, opportunity test.
Can you see the question from John? That's a good one and an interesting one.
Which one is that?
John's
Which John?
Just come up.
All right, right at the bottom. I'm halfway through. Kelly and Carlo, how do you deal with the celebrity profile when attending sites? Sorry, Graham, I know I should probably put this to you too, but I'm not as familiar with you. Lol. If people want to try your rep on days and gun for you, are they like super supporting? Kelly, I'll let you take that one first.
I think I'm quite lucky now. I've sort of built a reputation around me where people just kind of leave me to get on with it. I do meet people at sites and they want to chat, and which is cool because I like chatting to all the people that follow me. There are people that try and outgun me, which it It gets a bit boring, especially when you beat them all the time.
When? I've played against you.
Ah, no! No,
We're
but it
at
is.
Badlands.
I
You
think.
lost.
We did lose at Badlands. To be fair, we did lose.
So,
But no, I think it's I don't. I think airsoft is all about having fun. I don't. If you go to a site just to confront someone, I think you're a bit of a prick. Sorry about that. Sorry about that word, but anyway, I think
that's close enough to the 9 p.m. watershed. I think we can get away with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
pretty
4
much.
minutes. Sorry, guys.
Shh.
Sorry, Dad.
Look, we normally run late, so we're just a few minutes early this time.
I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. No one likes me anyway. I don't like me either. Do what you like. Frank, I don't really consider myself a celebrity. It's just people know who I am because of certain things. Deal with it.
And I
Sorry,
don't have
not
to
sorry.
worry about it. No one knows me, so it's good. If you do know me,
Fair
I'm
enough,
putting a
but
leaf
those
suit
you
on. Although saying that, it was a bit nice when I went to the UCAPU's AGM and a few people come up and said hello. But no, lucky enough, I've not had to worry about people trying to gun me down because, as Will said last weekend, I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna beat me every time. I'm not gonna win. It's fine. I'll accept that one." So
There is one thing I'm kind of known for in the southeast, and that's kind of my quick draw because no one's beaten me yet.
challenge accepted.
Right, man. You're wrong, mate.
Blue and blue.
We'll see you in May.
Yeah, exactly. Turn your back. So, as the question about the US and taking extra luggage with you, why don't you tell people who aren't aware what you're doing? Because it's quite exciting news, and it's going to be definitely an adventure.
It is. I'm just loading the email from Leah now because I don't actually know what I'm doing. Leah has organised this. So on the 23rd, I fly out from Gatwick and I'm going to the US for 6 weeks. It was supposed to originally be 2 weeks, 16 days in April, but because I quit my job in January to do this full time, I decided there's nothing better than just to extend the trip and get it all out of my system straight away. So on the 1st of April, we're flying from California to Atlanta to visit the SSS or 7-year anniversary party and then the event afterwards. That's cool. On the April 7th to the 9th, we're doing Uprising 3 at Hill 559, and that's in California. We'll be fighting as the militia. Oh, I love that. And then we've got the weekend off after that, so then we're going to either North California, and then I think we're going to San Diego as well.
Who's we?
We, me, Jet, and Leah. So
Yes.
I finally get to meet Jet and Leah, which is going to be cool. I've met Sisu from the US when she came down to London last month. But yeah, flying 4,500 miles away from home to meet people I've never met in person. It's the start of a bad slasher movie, isn't it?
And you're staying there?
Stay there for 6 weeks. Yeah.
Crazy.
It'll be good. Yeah, we've got other things planned. So we're going to Operation Takedown at Hollywood Sports, Milsim West. So I think Milsim West is probably going to be the hardest Milsim I've done. I've been watching Jet's videos on the road to jump to
Crimea.
Crimea, yeah, that one.
So good.
And it looks intense. It looks intense. Leah, I thought Americans for their Milsim slept in hotels because that's what I've been told. So I was like, oh yeah, it'll be nice, just to not play at night, have a pizza, have a beer, sleep. And then they're like, no, we're sleeping in holes. And I've got to dig this hole. I've got to dig a hole to then sleep in.
It's called a foxhole. That's that's how Milsimmers do it.
I was like, what? Oh no. But I think it'll be fine. But it's going to be an experience. Like I said, I've never travelled before, so it's going to be insane. It's going to be so good.
Plenty of vlogging, I hope.
So I've got three GoPros ready and waiting to go. I've got everything. I'm hoping to have it off the plane as soon as I get to meet them. But I think after 11.5 hours, I'm going to be so annoyed by what's happened in the plane that I'll be like, hi, selfie, done. Yeah, there'll be loads of vlogs and blog posts as well. And we're doing a piece, like a series in Airsoft Action of Femme Fatale goes to the US, and a British airsofter in the US, which is going to be cool. I think one of the only main differences will be 400 FPS indoor CQB. That is going to be interesting.
Wow.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Inside. That's interesting.
400 inside. Most sites now are following suit with us. They're lowering it to 350, but there are still some that are all 400 FPS and the speed QB as well. I've not played speed QB, so that's going to be very, very interesting.
Are you going to wear pads?
Are
you going to wear pads for the speed QB? Because it's going to be that fast.
Knee pads.
Like actual padding.
Oh, probably not.
Mm.
Do you wear a chest plate?
I wear a plate carrier. Yeah.
You are a plate carrier. Okay. So that's my fault. Is I don't wear a plate carrier, and 400 FPS at meters away just doesn't sound interesting at all.
I'm not wearing my chest rig. That's not happening.
Okay. So this one's interesting. It's from Matt Beddoes. He says, what are your views on legislation changes?
I don't know that much about the legislation changes. I obviously know it's affecting HBA and glass blowback.
Just throw that one out
users. Then. But I use AEGs. I've only ever used a gas blowback once, and I've only used a Tippmann once. So it's not really affecting me. I should probably know more about this now. But oh dear, now I feel like I'm in school.
No, it's okay. There's plenty of information online, especially if you ask in UKAC. Everyone will jump to help you understand it.
Yes, they will.
I'd recommend if you want facts, go to UCAPU at least.
Yeah.
I don't know how much to say UKAC. You might get 20 different opinions.
All of which are right.
Yeah, they have to be right. Every single one.
I want to do a quick shout out to Mike, Templar Mike, who's in the chat at the moment. He's asking if I'm prepping for an upcoming milsim this Saturday. He just sent me, just before the show, 17-page brief. And it was like, yeah, I'm going to have to do that after the show. And I've already told my squad, I was like, I've got it, but let me read through it and I'll forward it on first. So I'm not quite there, Mike. You'll see me panicking by Friday afternoon. So, any more questions coming in?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just replying to Will.
Will I am? Drop the beat now.
Yeah, he said, what's your best? What's your PB on the bench press? Genuine question. What's your personal best on bench press?
Genuine question. Genuine answer. I don't know. Look at these guns. Look at them. I've already fought Will, and it didn't go to plan.
But I don't know.
Sorry.
Go on. Sorry.
We got a hotel for the Femme Fatale Airsoft second birthday game. We got a hotel in Gloucester because we were playing at Strike Force, and we were all in our room, and we were drinking Jaeger bombs, and then I decided to fight Will. Obviously not a great idea because I literally got turned upside down and body slammed on the bed. After that, I'm just not bothered fighting him.
Will doesn't play fair. Andy Snook asks, are you going to rock the Snook Snaps patch?
I am. It's on my patch wall, which you can't see because I'm at the wrong angle.
Guys, you've got 9 days to send patches over Kelly's way if you want to feature it.
I've got a new patch wall. I've got a new patch wall to take over there with my favourite patches on. Piece of home.
How are you doing on packing? How much are you taking?
I'm taking one suitcase. One checked-in suitcase, one carry-on, and then my backpack. My backpack's got all my computer and stuff in because I don't trust that in the suitcase at all. But I've just started packing. I'm using Leah's gear when I'm out there, so I don't have to.
No riffs.
No riffs, no rigs. All I need to take is my boots, and I've got nice shiny new boots. So I've got to wear them in before I go because
I was going to say wear them in first.
Otherwise, I'm going to be doing a 40-hour event just like I regret my choices.
Yeah, definitely. So you're not even taking your rig with you?
No, it's I want to because I'm attached to it. Like I wear it so often. I'm just like I feel naked without it. But no, it's too much extra weight.
Wear it in the show.
Did he actually?
Well, it wasn't far off. He You wouldn't take off the cry gear.
I mean, I am wearing a U-back, but that's because I've been doing photos earlier and I'm too lazy to change. The people in Morrison's and the post office, when you come in a U-back, they're just like, what? Although it's not full camo, so it's okay.
Excellent. Okay, so we have something else here. Blah 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 blah. Where are we? Callum McEwen asks, "Are you going to meet up with the NODE guys?"
I don't know who they are. So
Yeah,
What does it say?
No. Sorry.
Yes.
Follow up.
Would you just say yes?
Yes.
Yes.
If they come to her.
If they don't, well, it was the wrong opportunity at the point. You know? Maybe we got our dates mixed up. No.
Should we actually move on?
Yes.
Well, and guys, if you've got questions, definitely ask them. We're just gone past 9 now. So, women in airsoft.
Women in airsoft. Let's go.
Now, things have changed a lot since 2011, 2014. I presume you don't come across the same comments in person as you did 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
No, I think airsoft's come on a long way since 2011. When I didn't see, apart from my friend Tash, there was no other girls that day. There was a lot of young lads, which surprised me because I didn't really catch me as a sport for young'uns, if you know what I mean. And then in 2014, there was the lady who ran the site that I was at. So she was obviously a female. And then there was me and my sister, and there's a couple of other girls. And as time's gone on, there's definitely more women in the field now that I go to a site, and it's uncommon for me to not see at least 2 or 3 other women, which is really good because it makes it not so much of a sausage fest. And I think overall, because there's more women on the field, there's more of a female presence. The attitudes towards women in airsoft have started changing. I mean, I still get some comments online, but there's no one says anything to my face anymore. But that's how it goes.
Apart from that time after Badlands when we called you Smelly Kelly.
Did that happen? I got called that in primary school, so I think I can live with that.
It wasn't okay. It wasn't just us guys. There was a young girl there as well. Do you not remember this?
No.
You were there.
Was I around?
Yes, you were there. Yes, you were there.
I've got a memory like a sieve. We lost, so I probably blocked the painful memory out.
Actually, I think you were stuck in traffic on your way back from McDonald's for like 2 hours.
Oh, that happened. That did happen.
Yes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to McDonald's because there's not anything really around there. So we're like, oh, there was a McDonald's like just down the road, and then we went and ended up being there for too long. I came back with a crown. I don't know how that happened. That was also the day that I was reviewing a Thunder Bee, I think, for Airsoft Action, and I was in the safe zone. There was no one else in the safe zone apart from me and a couple of my friends, and I was holding it because I was looking at it and I was like, all right, that's all right. And then I put it down, and the pins on them they're very straight. And I was holding it. I put a little bit too much pressure on the spool sort of thing. The pin dropped out, and then I loosened off my hand. Didn't even realise, and it started hissing at me. And I'm just like, Liam, why is it hissing? And he's there like, I'll have a look in a minute. And I was like, oh no, I just lost it. And then it went off underneath his backside. And everyone ran in like, what's happened? And I'm just like, I don't know. Why was it hissing? I was holding it. And after that, it was like, oh God. We came back straight out and played though. Thunder Bees and safe zones they're not safe.
No.
Yes. So over the years, so obviously you started your blog. If we go back, when did the blog start?
November 2014. I was about to say August. August is when I started playing, and I've started the blog in November.
Okay, and the reason you started the blog? Was this something you've done before, or was this a new?
No, I've actually got a post going up about this in the next week or so. It's called "The Future of Femme Fatale Airsoft." Just gives people a little bit of a recap what's gone on. So in the same week, I lost my job, which was I was a graduate fashion buyer and merchandiser. That was what I really wanted to work in fashion. That was like my dream. So obviously I lost my job, and then I had a car accident, which wrote off my beloved 206. It was called Shaniqua. It was. I'm not even kidding. Ask me dad in the comments. It was definitely called Shaniqua. And after that, it was kind of like I didn't really have anything to get up for in the mornings. It sounds really sad, but it's more of a phoenix from the ashes story, as I like to call it. I didn't really have anything to do apart from go to physio, and I was watching all these YouTube videos and looking at popular airsoft and Airsoft Milsim news blog, and then I found Unicorn Leah and Airsoft Hasmin and Adela Relentless, and so I started following them on Instagram religiously, and I was watching all their content, and I was like, why isn't there any female airsoft blogs? And it was like, light bulb! Let's give it a go. What can go wrong? And then it started snowballing. It wasn't anything that the UK airsoft community had ever had before, so it was like, oh my god, what's turned up? And then, but I thought, because obviously there was a massive lack of information, there was a massive gap in that sort of information for women, so I was like, I can fill it. And even if I just help one woman find a plate carrier or a pair of trousers that fit her, and she didn't have to try on 40 million pairs to find one that don't have a low hanging zip, and you have to wear them up here. I was like, I've done my job, I've done it, it's cool. But yeah, that's how it started.
And obviously it's grown massive in the last couple of years. And you've got a lot of female fans, a lot of the commenters, and as you like to refer to them as your sladies. Exactly.
Represent.
But realistically, though, you were kind of spearheading for the UK in that front for female airsofters. Let's just say. I remember your post. It probably was a couple of years ago now about struggling to find proper gear.
Yes.
From chest rigs to trousers. How's that grown over the years? And for you, are there specific companies that are more accommodating to women, let's say, in that respect?
Yeah, so I've tried. I know the standard issues MTP trousers don't fit me very well at all. But there are the Chinese clone brands of Cry, so like the Emerson, they fit. That I don't know if that's actually right, but that's sort of my opinion on it. But they fit really well. They're much more because obviously the Chinese size, they're much more accommodating to women because we're a lot smaller. Brands like 511, I've got the stripe pants, and their U-backs, they fit really well. Pentagon, they are quite. I'm wearing the Pentagon trousers at the minute. They're quite roomy, but they're still accommodating. I think now it's gotten to the point where I did at the start want to. Well, no, that's a lie. I've designed a line of women's tactical trousers. I've got all the patterns ready, but because I do so much now, I don't have the time to actually put it into production. I've made them. They're there, ready to go, but until I get the time to sort of sit down and say, this is when we're going to do it, we'll do it. But up until that point, I've tried the brands, and now there's a set few that I go for. So it's either Emerson, the Cry fit pretty well actually as well, 511, Pentagon, and I'm pretty set with that. The Warrior Assault Systems Recon Shooter's Cut, it's discontinued now. That's my favourite plate carrier because it's really, really tiny. The only thing I don't like about Warrior is their advertising. I don't like the ladies in the bikinis with the guns.
Yeah,
but
we had this discussion a couple of weeks ago on the show. I mean, the general verdict is obviously it does work for some markets. I don't think it works too well, or I definitely feel that.
I mean, I think I was more to each their own, but I definitely didn't agree with it.
No, it does seem to be changing over here.
Yeah.
There definitely seems to be a bit more attention towards it. There we go, Peter. So, got little Bob with a photo holding you on the stream there. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, it's little Bob.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely changed. There obviously are a couple of exhibitions over there, over at IWA, and I did see there was a bit more backlash from a few of the comments on there. And as you know, there was a retailer over here that did a not so well received advertisement.
Not received at all.
Yes. And obviously that got deleted, and I, as far as I'm concerned, they put that down to a real bad mistake.
Yeah, I think that would have been probably better received if they then issued an apology after it. Maybe said, look, we're really sorry we posted that, we shouldn't have done, but they just kind of glossed over it. I think sex does sell. I think it'd be silly to say within airsoft. I think it helps grab attention because obviously for me it's shocking. I'm like, what is that? And then for the guys, they're like, oh, okay, sort of thing. No, that's nothing detriment, but I like boobs as well, so they're nice to look at. But you see it, there's the attention, but I think a product should sell on its merit. So, but there are great brands like 511, brands like that. They don't need to put half naked ladies next to their guns, not next to their guns, but what I'm talking about, their trousers and stuff to sell them. I don't know. But there's massive brands, and they put they hire models and stuff, and to me it's a bit of an insult because these women, whichever way you look at it, they start to represent that brand, and they're representing these massive companies that have massive influence in the community. And so there's plenty of women out there who are airsofters. They know what they're talking about. They know their shit, and they're good-looking women as well. So it's not like you need to hire the models. If you want a booth babe, hire one that can talk to you about the guns, not one that just sits there and signs calendars. Even though they are very attractive women, they're very lovely as well, really nice to talk to. But I don't know. It's just, to me, it's not my thing. I kind of sit and I'm a bit like, I struggle to get the recognition, even though I'm, it sounds big-headed, but I'm good at what I do. Like, I'm good at writing and stuff. I struggle to get the recognition for that. And then there's just women with tits out everywhere. I don't know.
How prominent did you find it out, IWA? Since obviously exhibitions is where you see a lot of this type of stuff. I know from the gaming scene from my past life that it's definitely shrunk over the years.
So last
I did see a lot from IWA, that's for sure. But
there was last year I only saw Gunfire with Booth Babes. They're the only company I saw with them. This year, so Warrior had a couple of models. They were fully clothed, but they are the models that normally do all their advertising and stuff. And ASG had a couple of twins, really, really pretty girls. I don't necessarily know if they work for them or if they're models. I'm not too sure. I didn't ask. Gunfire had their Booth Babes this year, and they were handing out calendars with nipples out. So I was kind of like, whoa. But different markets, I guess.
Yeah, let's head back into the chat here. Dave Hardwick says, "Tell them about the woman in Barcelona who I met."
Oh, well, so my dad goes away with work, and he met this woman in Barcelona, and the lady was shouting about this pigeon. It was a pigeon or a seagull, and it was making some kind of ruckus. And she turned around and said to my dad, I'm not going to do an American accent because my American accents become offensive because I just can't do them. But she was like, if my son had his BB gun, he'd have shot it by now. And then my dad was like, my daughter loves airsoft. And she was like, oh my God, really? And he's like, yeah. And then it got into, my dad started showing this lady my Instagram page because he's really proud. And then she was like, oh my God, your daughter is Kelly? Your daughter is Kelly? And my dad was like, yeah. And he was like, my son follows her and watches her YouTube videos. And I'm
wow.
Like, what? That's crazy. But I rang him because I was in Greece at the same time, and I rang him just to check in and let him know that I was on my way home the next day, what time we were flying. And he was like, there was this woman and she knew who you were, and her son was going to go crazy that she'd met. And he actually had a picture taken with this woman. And then this woman showed it to her son and was like, I had a picture taken with Kelly Hardwick's dad. It's the best story ever. And it's so random. That's what I like about airsoft. You can meet people all over the world and it brings people together. It's really good.
Absolutely.
I can't believe Dad put that. Tell them the
story. Quick shout out to Mr. Bond, the little floof. Darkwater floof.
Out of interest, Kelly, obviously, do you get that when you go to sites? I don't know how much you announce before you go. Do you kind of turn up at a site and people come up and approach you?
So I made a mistake once. I went to the billet and I was reviewing it for Airsoft Action, and I announced it in the UCAC, and it went absolutely mental. There were so many people there because obviously they wanted to get their picture in Airsoft Action, which was cool. But it was a mental game day. I've never seen that many people at the billet. Now, what I tend to do is I tend to just show up. and then I had to sign someone's belt once, and that was I had to sign their Warrior Assault Systems battle belt with a Sharpie, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to ruin your kit. Why do you want my signature on it? But the lad is so lovely.
Increase in
I was like,
value so he can sell it on.
Sell it on. Yeah. People do come up to me and speak to me, which is nice. I like one of my favourite things about Femme Fatale Airsoft is the fact that it connects me with so many other people. So I get to chat to them. I like doing my live streams with my followers because we get to talk. It's nice that you can interact with people and they're not just numbers on a screen, because obviously when I look at my following count, they're just numbers. What I want to do is I want to meet them all. I want to speak to them. I want be real people with me, which is nice. But yeah, people do come up to me on site and it's nice. A lot of selfies are taken, which is why sometimes I get cracks that I don't actually play. I just turn up, sit in the safe zone with my plate carrier on, take some selfies, and then go home.
That's what I do.
Oh, I just I turn up with broken guns as my team. Though I spend most of the day in the safe zone.
Broken.
Yeah,
sure, mate. Yeah.
So
I saw that thing firing. I know it works.
I'll do the upgrades the night before and then spend the whole day in the range going, it'll work later on. I'll get it there. So
we've got lots of people actually requesting shout outs. Like, I'm not sure how they want to do it. So Alex Butler, hi, how you doing? Have a good one. And Ryan Gimpy Lamb says, if we're doing shout outs, I'll have one separately from Carlo and Kelly. Oh, Kelly, I think you can do that one.
Oh. Hey, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan. Keep it clean.
I feel like that's going to be taken out of a YouTube video, clipped and set up as like an alarm clock or a voicemail or something like that.
Do you know how many people I've had actually use clips from here? Carlo, I've got this thing of you. I'm like, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've got a really actually quite serious question here. So going back to the IWA, this was posted earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt Kelly because she's such a great raconteur. It says it's from Kenneth Anderson, and he says IWA is over. Is there something specific from that event you three are really looking forward to see out on the fields?
Mine's easy, the minigun.
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
Too affordable not to see one at every site you go to.
Right? I was literally about to say that. Kelly, what's yours? If you got one particular favourite?
I think it's going to be the MVGs, the G&G MVGs. I want to see an airsoft to test them to see how durable they are, to see if they hold up, that sort of thing. Because obviously, if you're going to drop a grand on something, you want to know that it's going to survive an airsoft game. I'm looking forward to that. There's also the so I can't say too much about it, but New Prol have a new line of AEGs coming out, and they are sexy. So I'm looking forward to seeing them as well.
Nice.
And they're in new colours. I've got a picture. I took a picture while we were at the show because I was like, "Can I take a picture of that?" And they're like, "Yeah, but you can't put it on social media." And I'm like, "Just go, please." Because the new colours they're top notch. They're having samples made of them in these new colours at the minute, and I think as soon as they're made, there'll be some sneak peeks on social media. But I'm looking forward to them because one of the colours is a colour that I really, really like.
And that is, or can you not say?
I can't say, but I really, really like it.
Really like it. It's fine. I'm going to tag them right now, and so we want to see the exclusives. There we go. Trent, we want to see it. So,
Graham, I think
she's leaked information.
That NDA you signed is worth nothing now. Graham, I think we're hanging out with the wrong people if Kelly manages to get into the secret stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Saying that, I do want to get New Pro on the show, so I have spoken to Trent and to Roscoe before. So hopefully.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I was trying to get Trent onto Full Operator, and he says we'll try and arrange something, and that was like a year ago.
Busy man. He's halfway around the country every other week.
I can't get him for 5 minutes.
It was Trent's first IWA.
Yes. He looked smart.
He did. Do you know what? The whole New Pro team looked so smart in their suits, and one of the managing directors told me he had a red suit because Roscoe told him to get a red suit, and I was waiting I thought he was going to pull it out on the last day. There was no red suit, so I was really disappointed. Well, they all looked really sharp, and I just turned up in jeans, hiking boots, and a t-shirt, and I was just there like, well, I feel underdressed.
They had a huge booth as well. Well, from the photos, I mean, they had what looked like quite a large booth there.
It's always massive.
Oh, really?
They've always got a really big booth because they have to. They normally bring out so many new products that they just need all the space. So they've bought out the new Chronos.
Yep.
They're nice and really nice deep red colour. So that's cool. They've obviously got the new Moscart and the Moscart shells. They've made their own version of the Odin Innovation Speed Loader, which is cool. They've got a new case in the grey colour, and that's got pick and pluck foam. I think that's what it's called. But they've had the prototype of the new extra large rifle case. I don't know if you saw my picture on Instagram. I managed to fit an AK, an Evo, and a CM16 in one of the Nupro hard cases. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much you can fit in an extra large case.
Is that? I think the common question about those the new cases is it blue or is it grey? So the photos
definitely grey.
All the photos come out blue, don't they? It's like it's blue case.
There's some pictures going on the blog later this week that I can assure you they're a very light grey, very light. They do have a bluey tinge.
Is this like the Twitter thing with the dress?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the airsoft version.
Let's not start.
Break the internet.
No. Oh, we'll never hear the end of it for about a month running, will we?
That's it. Right, guys. In the last, say, 5-10 minutes, have you got any questions that you want to throw towards Kelly about anything airsoft related, of course? Feel free to throw them in now.
I'll play Truth or Dare.
Hi, John Wilson.
Truth or Dare, there we go.
No fear.
You may regret saying that.
I know. I say these things on live stream and I'm like, well, that was an expensive fumble.
So before you fly, so you got, did you say 9 days earlier?
9 days, yeah.
9 days. What's the plan between now and then? You got a lot of work to get done, and you airsoft and you kits.
I do. My diary is over there.
Okay.
So I have a vertical combat video coming out. So I did that actually last year. So that's when I got put in a harness and I had to abseil down a building and take out targets at height. I had to pull in hostages, take hostages. I had to throw one out of the video. I'm going to have to blur out a lot of the sound for that because I can't. No. So one of the hostage was one of our politicians.
Oh,
so that was interesting. Not going to get blurred out.
Yeah, let's not mention who that one was. I kind of like not being in court for 1 week of the year.
Yeah, that's it.
It's too close. It's too close to America for that. But yeah, I've got a CQB video coming out. I don't normally do a lot of gameplay videos, and I find that if I wear my GoPro and I'm so worried about getting good footage that I play terribly. And I just don't get the kills. And I'm like, no one wants to watch this. Everyone wants to watch 20 kill streaks. You know what I mean? No one wants to see me falling over or throwing a grenade at a wall and then getting blown up by it. No one wants to see that. But we've got a post about the new Nupro products that are coming out. There's one about the new G&G G2 gearbox. There's a video of that as well. The new, we've got the, I can't remember the name of them. I've got the pictures of them. But we've got a post about the new G&G riffs that are coming out, the AEGs. We've got a post
all
on
in the next 9 days.
This is all in the next 9 days.
Wow. Are you planning on sleeping?
No.
Like the flight is just going to be time to sleep.
Sleeps for the week.
Sleepers for the week, yeah. We've got a post on a WizSport rifle case. So I've done a review with Military First. Going away from hard cases because I'm starting to take on Milsons that require me to carry all my kit on me at all times. And obviously you can't carry a hard case when that. So I've gone for a backpack one. It's got loads of space in it. And then what else have we got? We've got we've got the new Lee Enfield from RWA. Got a video on that and a blog post on that. There's also the new gas blowback kit that they're coming out with. It's so good looking. It's a bit expensive, but it's so good looking. And then we've got a female clothing because brands like Pentagon and Helicon Techs, and now making more and more gear for women. So Pentagon have released will be releasing in the summer a female T-shirt, which is the very first, like, they're dipping their toes in, but they're going to be making jackets and trousers, and I'm really looking forward to that because Pentagon are quite a cheap brand. Like, they're not expensive, but the quality is really good. Like the soft shells.
Oh.
But yeah, that's what I have. That's to my knowledge, that is what I have planned. There may be more in the list. That list is like the bane of my life at the minute because I keep adding things to it, and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. I don't need sleep. I don't need to eat. My bunnies haven't seen me in 5 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have. They have.
Should we take a few more questions and then we can close the show, Graham? Yeah, sure. So Tim Brown has got a two-parter, which is the bane of everybody that comes on the show. When are you coming down to the southeast?
So I play down south quite a lot, but I will be returning to British Airsoft when I get back at the end of May. So
specifically in Kent.
Specifically in Kent.
If so, no, this is the second part. If so, what site?
So the next site I will be visiting in sort of the Kent area. I'm pretty sure this is Kent, but my geography is terrible.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It might not be. Yeah.
First hand, I know.
So I'm going to Darkwater Airsoft.
Yay!
Oh,
Yes, I'm running a Sladies game with their help and we're raising money for Sport England and This Girl Can, and basically that's to help fund sport equipment and sport classes for boys and girls, men and women of all ages, you know, in sort of like where they don't really have access to it. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that at the quarry because that just sounds badass. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, it'll be Darkwater Airsoft the next one.
Bring a change of clothes.
And we're going to need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Put her off now. She doesn't like woodland. You've been there, haven't you, Carly? A few times now.
I've been everywhere. There aren't many places I haven't been. And the ones I haven't been to, they ban me from anyway. So I'm kidding. No one's banned me yet. Don't go spreading lies. Kieran Stokes. This is getting built on honour and honesty. Kieran Stokes asks, what do you think of the new gas shotguns from Sector Arms that was seen at IWA?
So I didn't actually spend that much time around the Sector Arms sort of booths. So I've not seen their shotguns, but the new pistols, I think they're called Gladius, the new Sector Arms pistols, those are really nice. They're really nice pistols. But I did actually read something on one of our media networks that apparently the AEGs have got Jingong gearboxes and they're just rebranded. I don't know. But I don't know if it's true. So don't take that for gospel.
Let's okay. If it ain't true and it can't be backed up by fact, don't say it.
Okay.
It wasn't on the show. We're in now.
I edit that out.
Just press that red button real quick. Okay, let's breeze right through that one. Richard Benton's asked if you could have any model of gun made into an airsoft version that's currently not available, what would it be?
What's not available now?
There's so many things that are available now.
Yeah, I know. Should we pass that one?
I'd say that needler gun from Halo. One of them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works.
They're the most obnoxious gun in Halo, especially when you're playing online.
Carl, have you got anything?
No. Actually, I really like that weapon from Oblivion. You know, the rifle, the white rifle. That looks amazing.
I don't know it, but I'm going to go with
the bad Tom Cruise film.
Yes, that's why.
Either that or the M4A1 plasma pulse rifle from Aliens.
But they do that, don't they?
But they do. They do. They have made that.
Yeah, they're years ago. I think they're not even too bad. I think they're only about 180 quid now.
Milson, bro.
Are you joking?
And it has the counter. I'm pretty certain. I don't know if it's different brands. But they've got the little counter on the side and everything. Mine would have to be Gears of War, the rifle with the chainsaw at the end, because why not?
That face,
Okay.
destruction.
Yeah, that's it.
When are you planning to come to the US, and are you going across all of the US?
So it's from the 23rd of March to the 8th of May. Won't be across the whole US. I think we're sticking to mainly West Coast. So we've got Victorville, Los Angeles, San Diego. There's one place that I can't pronounce its name. We're going to Washington State, Atlanta, in Georgia, and we're going to Las Vegas as well. So there's a lot of stops, but it will be just on the west. Is the West Coast? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anthony Cook asks,
Is that all
"What's your?
flying?
Are you driving or flying?"
Kelly?
Oh, we're flying to Washington State and we're flying to Atlanta, but we're driving the rest.
Okay, that's cool.
I want to rent a Mustang. But I don't know if that's such a good idea.
It's got to be done.
Well, the price
surely.
of petrol out there, yeah, it's a fantastic idea.
No, I'm more about talking about my safety.
Don't want another Shaniqua moment.
We don't want. That wasn't my fault. That was not my fault.
Okay, well, that answered that question because that was probably another one. Somebody actually did genuinely ask that. Anthony Cook asks,
If it was your fault.
Yeah, it was your fault.
Oh no.
Anthony Cook asks, "What's your opinion on the Glock 17?"
I like the Glock 17. I've not used one, but I like the look of it. I've got the Glock 18C, and that's only because I wanted a full auto pistol when I was just starting out. I was like, full auto in a pistol, oh my god, that's amazing. At the minute, I'm really loving, those really tiny Glocks, the ones that you can like put down your socks. They come in the little wizard books. Gaz from Red Wolf has got one. I want one of those so bad. So at a Milsim, I can like hide it down my sock, or hide it down my side of my bra. And then when I get captured, I can be like, ah! Sort of thing. Because at the minute, I sort of start trying to stuff a TRMR in a pocket or something, or like in my sleeve. And then as soon as we get into the building, I'm like, no! And then deploy the TRMR. I don't like getting captured at Milsims.
Don't get caught.
That's easy, isn't it? That's when you just take a flashbang in your sock or something. You just use that to get out of it at the end of the day. You're like, no, you're not taking me alive.
2 Mark 6s, mate.
Yeah.
You know that story. I know you do. You're not taking me alive.
You're not taking me alive.
You got F you as he walks out.
Amazing.
Right.
Yeah, let's close off the show.
Any more, Carlo? If not, I think we will end it for now. Thank you ever so much for being on the show, Kelly. How would anyone find you or read more about you or see more about you during your trip? Okay, so everything about the trip will be, and all the other IWA stuff that's to come, will be on www.femmefataleairsoft.co.uk. You can find me on Instagram at Femme Fatale Airsoft, Twitter at Femme Fatale Kel, and Facebook is obviously just searching Femme Fatale Airsoft. But if you put it in the title, not the title, the address bar, it is facebook.com Femme Fatale Airsoft blog, because someone stole Femme Fatale Airsoft. Oh yeah, someone's got Airsoft Nation. Yeah, someone's got Airsoft Nation on Instagram, and it hurts me every time I look at it. I'm like, do I want to use this with a different name on the end? You're breaking it up. Cool, Carlo. What are you up to this week?
Unfortunately, thanks to my laptop going, no, thank you, Carlo. We can't work with me today. Last week, we couldn't release an episode of Floperator. I know. So we've actually bumped the charity episode to this week, where we will have on Alex Bailey from Military Minds. He'll be in to discuss his event at the jail on the 2nd of April. Tickets are still available for it. You can find them through Facebook. I'll probably post up the event everywhere just to show that I'm going. So if you want to be part of the podcast itself, you can see me there. And if you want to be part of Airsoft Nation, I'll be bringing my camera along as well. We can video some bits together. Yes. So that's an open invite to everyone. It's for a great cause, and Military Minds is really to help the families of serving members of obviously of HM forces suffering with PTSD. and those that had lost their lives in battle as well. So it's really for a great cause there. And also we'll be discussing just getting like more in depth on players this week. Trying to take it a bit of a different way, rather than to sort of get a general idea of, as I've been doing lately, it's like let's cover all the areas of airsoft. Let's get in the key details of certain people that play, because we're all unique, we're all individuals. But we all play airsoft, so let's bring it all together.
Very cool. Very cool. And where would they find the Floperator podcast?
You can find it on SoundCloud on the Floperator podcast. You can find us everywhere on Facebook by typing Floperator podcast into the search bar, which is a great thing now. You can find me on Instagram under Double C, and where else? You can usually find me in the southeast somewhere. And if you can't find me, if you can't find me on the site, look behind you. I'm usually there. Or snatching prisoners.
Simon,
but yeah,
that's in the chat.
me. Yeah. Yeah, you can find me there.
Cool, fantastic. And for me this week, it's preparation for the airborne airsoft one-day milsim over at Bramley Training Camp. So this one will be quite interesting. I can't really say much about it because it's obviously all top secret at the moment. But today I have printed the map, printed the missions. I've got the briefing from Mike. So that's 17 pages to have a read through tonight and get prepped essentially. So it was my birthday over the weekend. So I got some new goodies, new stuff to test out, which would be pretty cool. Regarding Airsoft Nation, we've got another interview coming out on Thursday. And other than that, we're just prepping for the next live show, which will be really cool stuff. So with that, thank you very much for tuning in. And we hope to see you next week. Thank you very much, Kelly.
Bye, everyone.
Follow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks, Kelly. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good one.
Bye.
Right, the stream should have stopped.
Yes. No, we can say all the swear words we want.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to smile when you were talking about PTSD. I read a really funny comment, and afterwards I was like,
It didn't
I
come
look
across
like a
like that, I don't
dickhead.
think.
oh, okay.
One
This is
noticed.
how I find out it's still rolling. And I'm just like, I look like a dickhead.
It's
I always worry when we're in the show and I'm like, has it ended? I'm kind of hanging around there. It's like the intro though. The intro, I'm like, don't speak. You click start stream and you're kind of waiting for Facebook to catch up. And I'm like, is that bit live or is it going to catch up and then we go live?
Well, when I started talking on the